show you how great I am.
I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I am the king of the world.
G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box, and please hit that bell icon so you'll be notified when I drop that heat. This video was sponsored by my boy Fast Classic. His mixtape is in the description box. It is absolutely free. Definitely give him a download, give him a listen. And this video was sponsored by my boy Matt. Definitely check his apparel out on IG at We All From. Now, we just had the Canelo Alvarez versus Danny Jacobs fight. First huge fight on the DAZN app. It's a big fight. It was a pretty good fight. It wasn't a great fight, but it was a pretty good fight. And Canelo Alvarez got the unanimous decision. I had Canelo Alvarez winning 8 rounds to 4. And it was a competitive fight, but I never thought that Danny Jacobs was really going to mash on the gas and really get at Canelo Alvarez. Now, yes, Danny Jacobs took a loss against Canelo Alvarez, but if you actually look into it a little bit more, he took more than one loss. Now, the IBF belt is involved. You know what? I take that back. I don't know if the IBF belt was involved. I got to go back and check that. But there was a weight clause, a same-day weight clause for this fight. And if the IBF belt wasn't on the line, it was the same-day weigh-in rule the IBF does for their champions and championship fights, where you'll weigh in the day before, and then the day of, the morning of, you have to weigh in again, and you can't be no more than 10 pounds past the contracted weight the morning of the fight. Now, the penalty for coming in overweight the morning of the fight, it was $1 million penalty. $1 million. Like, that's a big ass amount of money. That's a big ass penalty for you to not come in 10 pounds or lower the morning of the fight. So this fight went down at 160 pounds, middleweight. Both guys weighed in at 160. The next morning, Danny Jacobs weighs in practically at 174 and concedes that he's going to pay this $1 million penalty. Now, don't get me wrong. Danny Jacobs, he got paid for this fight. He got paid for this fight. But I don't know anybody in their right mind that will be willing to pay $1 million penalty. Just willingly pay $1 million. I read that. I was like, wow. You just going to throw away $1 million like that. So that within itself, Danny Jacobs took a second loss. I don't care if you're making $10, $15 million a fight. You're not trying to give away a dime if you can help it. So the fact that Danny Jacobs came in at 174, and the rumor is that he weighed 187. 187 fight night in the ring. 187 pounds. When you weighed in at 160 the day before. That is a lot of weight, and that explains why I felt like Danny Jacobs didn't have the snap that he usually has on his shots. He didn't look quick. He didn't look crisp. He fought like somebody that weighed 187 pounds. But see, the people that's not up on Danny Jacobs, see, he tried this same thing against Triple G. When he fought Triple G, the IBF belt was on the line, so the IBF rehydration rules was in effect. And what happened was Danny Jacobs came in above the 10-pound limit so he can get a competitive advantage. Danny Jacobs tried to get a competitive advantage against Triple G, It didn't work. He lost. He tried to get a competitive advantage by coming in heavy against Canelo Alvarez, and he lost. This just proves that Danny Jacobs, number one, is not elite. Danny Jacobs is a good fighter, but he's not elite. Because if you are an elite fighter and you are getting competitive advantages, more than likely if you show up on fight night, you're going to win the fight. This is the second time Danny Jacobs tried this, and he still lost. Still lost. Now, I'm not saying that Triple G hasn't gone into a fight weighing more than his opponent. I'm not saying that Canelo Alvarez hasn't gone into a fight weighing more than his opponent. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is Danny Jacobs purposely disregarded a rule in order to get a competitive advantage. And for him to come in at 187 and fight a tactical fight made absolutely no sense to me. Switching southpaw, trying to get a guy a different look, I understand that. But he went long stretches going southpaw. If you're going to pay $1 million to come in heavy, then fight like you're the heavier guy. Try to walk your man down and just land your shots, whether it's to the chest, it's to the body, no matter what. You try to walk your man down if you paid $1 million to come in more than 10 pounds the morning of the fight. And the thing that's crazy, he trains with Chris Algieri in terms of the nutrition and making weight and things like that. I've never heard of a guy gaining 27 pounds overnight. Even fat ass Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he used to come in between 20 to 25 pounds past the contracted weight the night of the fight. The only other person that I know of that used to gain a lot of weight between weigh-in and fight night was Lamont Peterson. When Lamont Peterson fought, when he fought Danny Garcia, Lamont Peterson weighed probably about 22 pounds more than what the contracted weight was. I think it was 25. That fight was at 140, I think, and Lamont was like 165. Like, no exaggeration. He was like 165 fight night. And it's just something that boxers are doing to get a competitive advantage, but at some point your body's going to respond and reject what you're trying to do, and it looks like that's what happened with Danny Jacobs. I think in perfect condition, I think he still would have lost to Canelo, but when you pay $1 million to come in heavy and you don't fight like you the heavier and the stronger guy, that's a loss. That's a loss. So Danny Jacobs definitely took more than one loss on Saturday against Canelo Alvarez. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.